you can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home, but now we have big microphones, so you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.
Hello.
Welcome to Relax, the podcast. I'm Colleen Ballinger.
And I am the additional driver on your car insurance.
Really? Is that how that works?
So. I don't
it's
know.
not like there has to be one primary person and then there's other people on it?
Yeah, it's funny that
it...
you're the primary person and you
don't drive.
You don't drive.
But is that how that works?
When you're eloped.
What?
When you're married, yeah.
When you're eloped,
Stop touching my things.
I'm trying to get it down. Sorry, I'm always trying to fix the microphones. I should always do this before we start filming, but I fail at it. Anyway, Lovey, who should relax this week?
I think that late checkouters should relax.
Late checkouters?
Let me explain what I mean by this.
To.
When a trip has done, a vacation, a trip, a getaway, what you will, when it is done, when I wake up and it's that last day, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home. I've
not true, but okay, continue.
No, I am. I am ready to get out. Like, I am anxious to get home, back to my comfortable surroundings. I am not, well, all right, it's our last day. Let's hang out here for a bit longer before we drive home. I am not, the front desk said they will hold our bags as we walk around for 2 hours for no reason. I'm ready to go. When it's the last day of a vacation, I want to go home.
It's so funny you say this because that has never been my experience
you, however, are a late checkouter.
Wait, this is
like,
I'm so confused.
Well, they said we can have a late checkout and we can stay, or like, well, this happened 2 days ago where I was prepped that our checkout time was 11 a.m. Ready to go 10 a.m. You say to me at 11:30 a.m., hey, they said we could stay all day if we want.
Yeah. And we're at a magical place.
And you just are like, well, I'm going to go see some chickens. And I was like, I was ready to go poop at home.
You are wild.
I was ready for a home toilet.
You're wild, Slav. You're wild and crazy and causing chaos in your own mind. Because that's not even what happened. First of all, you've never been a person who's like, it's 6 a.m., time to check out.
Not 6 a.m.
Never done that.
But like the last day of vacation for me or a trip or whatever is not like a bonus day. It is the day to get home.
Fine, but this is the first time you've ever declared this. Because you've always waited till the last second to check out everywhere we've ever been. That is a fact. And second of all,
make no sense lately.
Second of all,
this wasn't a personal attack, by the way.
When we were at the ranch, we last week took a little family trip for a couple days to this really awesome ranch farm with alpacas and sheep and chickens. It was magical and amazing. The people who own and run the farm were like, you guys can stay all day if you want. So I came back to Erik and I said, hey, they said we could stay all day if we want, so we don't have to rush. And you're like, what does that mean? I was like, that means we don't have to go right now. We can go in like an hour. And in fact, we left like 15 minutes later.
I know, but you implied to a large group of people, hey, we can stay all day if we want to.
I was letting them know if they wanted to. They could.
What was the look on my face as you...
15 minutes later. So
we sure did.
You need to relax. So anyway.
Here's the thing. You asked me what I think needs to relax. I gave an example. And then...
But you're telling yourself to relax.
You somehow took it personally and then had to make it personal against me.
That I turned it into something personal. You're talking about a specific situation that happened to us personally.
It's on record.
Okay, anyway. So I guess we need to relax because you do that too. You wait till the last second to check out on a vacation weekend. But that's a very specific thing that you feel needs to relax.
I wasn't trying to make it specific. I was literally talking about the concept of the last day of a vacation is not a day of a vacation. It's a day to get home. And I don't like, I know you do. And I don't like this borrowed time of the last day of vacation is like, well, we can still walk around.
Well, if you paid for the day, why would you not want to be like, hey, we're like, if I'm in Hawaii and I've paid for all these days and my flight's at 5 p.m., I'm not going to be like, it's 6 a.m., let me get out of this Hawaii place. I'm going to be like, I'm going to go to the pool, I'm going to go to the beach.
No, not me. I can't do it last day because it just feels like you're on borrowed time. It feels like you're trespassing.
It's so strange because you've never done that. You've always stayed till the last second, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just talking conceptually. You're making it personal. No. You're attacking me.
No, it's not personal. You're so ridiculous. Anyway, you know who I think needs to relax? First of all, me. I can't talk. You know who I think needs to relax is me whenever I'm writing in a diary. Because today's episode is all about my old journal entries and my old diary entries, which if you've been following me for a long time, you have read a lot of my diary entries with me on the internet. I love keeping diaries. It's like a very important thing to me in my life. And I've done it since I was very, very, very little, like since I could start writing. And I've always read them to the internet, but Erik has never read. You've read like the ones that, you know, are in my diary book. Like this is such a huge part of my life that I wrote a book based on it. Like,
yeah. And I'm aware of like a couple bits in your live shows,
right,
where you have used actual real life childhood journal entries and riffed off them. But yeah, this episode was actually my idea because I always catch you reading old diaries. You have stacks of them.
Stacks.
And I don't have that. I think I had a couple books that I journaled in, but like would do it once every 6 months and then only did it like 4 times. And then I grew up on the East Coast where we have basements and there was water damage and they are gone. There's nothing.
Oh,
There's
that's
no
so sad.
trace evidence of my angsty childhood. Very dramatic. A doodle was involved. So I think somewhat similar to at least the ones that I've seen of yours. But hey, we got stacks of them here.
Stacks.
Let's get into them.
Well, I've always said like I would love for you to read through some of my journals. It's always been something I've wanted you to do because Erik doesn't really watch my videos ever. I don't think you've ever really watched a vlog or anything. I've been vlogging daily for a year. I don't think you've seen one. And
was that okay?
That's fine. You live it.
You
live it with me. You don't need to see what
There's
I'm up to every day in my
moments that I like
vlogs.
look forward to looking back on, but in like real time, especially this year, I feel like I'll live that stuff.
So I don't know. I just think it's an interesting side of me because it's like my most vulnerable self throughout the years. And so he came to me today and was like, hey, what if we read your old diaries for the podcast? And I was like, that's interesting. I've done that a lot online, but I've never done it with you. And I'm so curious to know what you would think of these things. And some of these things I've read online over the years and some of them I haven't. So there's some new ones and there's some old ones that I think are really funny. So we're going to go through, but look at this stack. If you're watching online, this is a stack of diaries I've chosen for today. So we've got...
Show they're very colorful. This one is decoupaged.
Yes.
Is that what that's called?
I call it Mod Podge, like a collage.
I don't know what decoupage
this one,
is.
like,
I think that's a word.
This one is very old and the cover has fallen off of it. So we have, I'll tell you what all these are. This one on the top here, I got when I went to Kansas when I was 11 years old, and I wrote in it for a long time. It is now missing the cover. And this one's from high school.
I want to say every time I catch you reading these, which is often, I feel like there's a drawer downstairs by our TV and you'll sometimes just pick one out. You're always laughing hysterically
because
at your
so
younger self.
Interesting. Like, it's so interesting. Sometimes I'm like fascinated with how I haven't changed. And sometimes I'm fascinated with how much I have changed. And sometimes I'm laughing at how unbelievably dramatic I am and how that hasn't changed.
But like the perspective has changed.
Yes, so much.
Yeah.
But it also, I feel like, this is going to sound weird, but reading myself from my younger years, I feel like it makes me a better mom. And that sounds really weird, but I think it's because reading journal entries from a 10-year-old, from an 8-year-old, from a 12-year-old, from a teenager, and reading how like my problems then, even though now they seem so stupid and small, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so dramatic that I thought that was such a big deal or that was a busy day. I remember feeling it being like the weight of the world, like how I would feel now about like taxes or buying a home or like, you know, something big and dramatic and devastating in life. It's like the same devastation.
Yeah. As imbalanced as it is, you have this emotional record of your past, which I am honestly jealous of. But I also think you spent a lot of time doing this.
I did. And
when I was not.
But I just feel like it helps me so much now to like have perspective. So like when Flynn ever gets upset about anything, I'm like, oh, to him, this is like if a toy breaks, I'm like, this to him is just as devastating as like the most devastating things I've ever experienced this year.
Yeah, so it gives you the relative, like as opposed to like when you're like, that's just a truck. You know what I mean? Like, guy, like, we'll get you a new truck, but to him, it is.
It's not just a truck. It's like he needs a hug and it needs me to like validate his feelings.
Interesting.
So like I feel like that, but also There's times where I wrote down my feelings instead of talking them out. And I'm like, oh, what can I do to help Flynn feel like it's okay to talk about his feelings and not like hide them in a journal? Even though I don't think this is hiding feelings. I think it's therapeutic to write out your feelings.
You're expressing them.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like I learn a lot about me and about life and about being a mom, like just through this, it's just interesting, but a lot of it is just really funny. So we're not going to, don't worry. It's not going to be like a psychological episode, of diving into the psychoses of my brain. This is going to be hilarious.
You have a therapist.
I do have a therapist. Yeah. So anyway, we have one from when I was 12. We have one from high school years. This one's very dramatic. This one's high school and college, but it's a prayer journal.
So in college you did this?
I do it now. I've always done it. This one, I'm like little, I think I'm like 10. And this was the pee/poo journal with my mom. So whenever we were in the bathroom, we would write back and forth to each other. And that's what this one is. It's a Lisa Frank small little diary.
Obviously,
so every time
yes.
I pee or poo, or my mom would pee or poo, we would write a little note to each other. And there's some very funny exchanges in this one.
I want to touch that one.
Yes, you do. Okay. Trust me, it's worth the pee particles. This one is another prayer journal, I think from maybe college. This one...
Is that different from a regular journal, a prayer journal?
Yes.
What is that? Can you define both of those for me?
A prayer journal is
idea.
A prayer journal is when you write to God. Or it can be, or devotional journals when you write out devotions and kind of describe like what you learned in a Bible. But my prayer journals are prayers to God.
Is this something
they're literal
that
prayers.
Was required of you, that everyone did, or was encouraged?
No, it's pretty common. In my church and in my college, which was a religious university, that was pretty common to have a prayer journal where you would sit and focus and devote time to God each day and pray to him and talk to him about whatever you're going through. And mine were pretty interesting. So, interesting and sad. But anyway, this one, I'm really little.
It's so different than my experience.
I know.
I can't imagine.
This one is very old. I think I'm probably, around 10, 11, 12. I don't know. This one is, this is another prayer journal. I love that the first page, I just opened it and it says, this journal belongs to, and I put me.
Yeah, that'll get back to you.
I want just to give you guys a little preview of what you're about to experience. This is the first page of this prayer journal that I just opened up. And I want Erik to read just the first line.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
So this is a prayer to God. This is 2007.
2007?
Yeah.
So that's you're in college?
Yes.
See, I don't know when I would have fit that in college, in between sleeping through a 9 a.m. class and trying to obtain a 30-pack of cerveza.
You don't have any, nothing that your mom could find that we could read together? I would love
not right
that.
now. No, and I also, I don't think I'd be like, hey, Mom, can you look for old journals of mine?
But what did you write about? Did you write about girls?
No, I think it was just I think I associated journals with just writing, voicing depression, any kind of depression that you felt.
That's fair.
I was like, oh, well, that's what this is. I didn't really understand that the concept was hey, you could look back at this later in your life and it would be hilarious to you.
Well, yeah, that's not what was mine. That was not my intention.
I was like, literally not even for looking for happy. I was like, was there anything I'm sad about? I'll write that here and draw a scary doodle next to it. But
how
again,
old? High school?
That would be the first page. I think I did it a little bit towards the beginning of, again, this happened 3 or 4 times in my life. There is a book with one single page written in.
I would kill to read those. I would love that. That would be my dream come true.
You could read them in 60 seconds. That's how much material
that'd be the best 60 seconds.
Whereas you just brought up, and this is certainly not all of them.
No,
These are
it's
just
not.
some choice selects just for today.
Yeah.
A stack of books.
Mm-hmm. And there's more at my parents' house too.
Of course,
and we have home videos, crazy amounts of home videos at home as well. It's because
what did you journal into home videos? What do you mean?
But we didn't watch a lot of movies and TV shows, so we just made our own. So we have boxes and boxes and boxes of home videos. It's not it would be journals, but it would be
It sounds like a different episode.
It is. That's a very different episode. But before we jump into all these journals, I want to give a shout out to our first sponsor of the day, which is She's Birdie. Sometimes it's hard not to worry about the what ifs of life. What if I don't make it in time? What if I mess up? What if I feel like I'm in danger? If you don't want to worry when it comes to your safety, you need Birdie. This thing has helped me so much feel safer at night. I've always been really cautious and freaked out, like walking to my car at nighttime in a parking lot. And
we watch a lot of true crime.
Yeah, but even if we didn't, like, it's just scary out there. And so I feel so much safer with this. So if you're wondering what it is, I'm about to tell you. Birdie is a personal safety alarm designed to be easy to carry and simple to use. When you activate your Birdie with a quick pull, the alarm will emit a loud 130 decibel siren and flashing strobe light to help deter an attack. Unlike pepper spray or other deterrents, Birdie is no danger to you. Feel confident to use it without the worry. Birdie goes wherever you do. The alarm comes in multiple colors and has a brass keychain, so you can attach it to your keys or your bag. Over 300,000 Birdie alarms have been sold, and they have thousands of 5-star reviews. Join the flock today for a safer tomorrow. Guys, this really does make me feel so much better. I feel like you feel better knowing I have it, too. Yeah. Like, not that I go many places because I'm a total homebody, but like, whenever I do,
I know I'm confident that you have a Birdie.
Well, especially now that I'm a mom.
And I also just watch your location the whole time on my phone. So I'm just watching your location, refreshing that.
Know.
And
yeah, well, and as a mom too, it's nice to know that like it's harder to be aware of your surroundings when you have a 2-year-old. And so just knowing like if anything were to ever happen, you know, I have that with me and it'll scare anyone away. If he doesn't, you know, this will. If our 2-year-old doesn't scare people away, this
he
will.
also admits 130 decibels.
Yeah. Right now, She's Birdie is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase when you go to shesbirdie.com/relax. Go to She's Birdie, spelled SHESBIRDIE.com/relax for 15% off your first purchase. That's shesbirdie.com/relax. All right, Lovey, we have all these journals. Should we start from the beginning?
Let's
start from the
oldest. Let's do it in chronological
up.
order.
Okay, I think this one's the oldest one. I have a few marked here. There's a lot of misspellings. Now, do you want to read them or do you want me to read them?
That cover art looks pretty advanced.
It's pretty amazing. But I'm serious here. What do you want to do here? Do you want to read them or do you want me to read them?
Why don't we go back and forth? But like,
okay.
why don't I start us off?
Okay, so here we go.
This is about me.
So this one, it has a lot of misspellings in it. I've read this before online somewhere. So good luck.
Okay, September 19th.
What year is this? 1994. I don't know how I can't do math.
You're 8.
Okay.
At the beginning of summer, my babysitter,
okay,
Sandy with the $sign,
really?
babysat me while my mom was at Las Vegas. What is that? Is that an actual thing?
I think I was trying to spell Las Vegas, but I spelled it LOSFAGUS.
Okay. And my dad was away for 2 weeks painting a window. You would go away for 2 weeks to paint a window?
Yeah, what? I don't remember that.
That's a little bit sus, Tim. I don't know if you were painting a window.
Painting a window for 2 weeks.
And Sandy let us go in her pool at her house. After my mom got back, she gave me a diamond Paris. It was really pretty.
Does that not look like a different word? A diamond?
Yeah, a diamond penis is what it looks like. I was just trying to be nice. It was really pretty. And she gave me a Huey sucker. It was so big that I haven't finished it yet.
You
really paint a picture. Like,
I think you don't need to read much more. I'm just giving you I don't think that there's anything that...
it's just about you.
Yeah, and then I'm like, my dad gave me a toy lizard. We went swimming. I'm just talking about my fun day. But like, the translation of what Erik just read is...
Summer is really fun. And the end of you ready?
My dad, my mom went to Las Vegas, and for some reason my dad was away for 2 weeks. I think I got confused because my dad did go on a lot of business trips But this one, I thought he was away painting a window for 2 weeks, but he never went away to paint a window for 2 weeks. So I don't know what that's about.
We should say that if our listeners don't know, that your father would do like art illustrations, like window paintings, as you've seen, like seasonal ones and whatever. Like he would do that.
Yeah. So my dad, to save money for Christmas presents, because my parents didn't like have enough to do Christmas presents. They had enough for bills. So like he would, on the side at Christmas time, paint like holiday themed things on windows around town after he worked.
When I would see him, I would always wonder who's doing that.
My dad is. Yeah. But anyway, my mom went to Las Vegas and she brought me back a diamond pencil, like a pencil that sparkled.
So your father goes away for 2 weeks to paint a window, and your mom goes to Vegas, and she leaves you with some woman
named Sandy. So if we're going up in time, we're getting to the good stuff. This is the journal with my mom. This one is probably the next uppage in age. So start here.
Rachel is driving me nuts.
Oh, actually, how about we do this? I'll read my parts and you read my mom's parts.
Okay.
Well, actually, you do me and I'll do mom. So yeah, you're me. So Rachel's driving me nuts.
Rachel is driving me nuts.
Why?
She copies every little thing I do.
I didn't know she dressed like you, or wore her hair like you, or is social like you, or sings like you, or...
No! She copies my actions.
Oh, pooey. Deal with it.
Well, if you're just listening to this, you would not be able to see, as I looked over you for a second, you mouthing my parts. I was doing my lines and you were going...
You know, we both do that. I noticed this the other day because we were filming something with Flynn and I was mouthing what he was saying. And I saw it in the video when I rewatched the video. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny because I've always noticed you doing that.
Me doing that when?
Oh my gosh, all the time. When you watch like your own audition tapes, like when you're picking the scenes you want or whatever, you're always, facial expression and mouth are exactly what you're watching. If you watch,
just like wanting it to be better than
and you do it like when we
seeing.
watch like a show you're on, you'll like do it along with your, like I've noticed this.
I don't do that.
Yes, you do. I've noticed it about you and I've always thought it was cute. And then the other day I saw that I do it and I was like, oh my gosh, I mouth the words when other people are talking to me. I can't believe I do that. I wonder what that is. Is it me trying to like understand better or concentrate?
No, I think you were
on?
just like excited and you wanted to say it and you were just allowing me to.
Alrighty, so we're getting into some more. Let's do one more.
Your mom immediately sided with Rachel on that one.
My mom always sided with Rachel.
I was just going to say, not much has changed.
Always sided. I know. My mom has always sided with Rachel. I think
she's the youngest?
Yeah, my mom is the youngest.
Rachel's the youngest.
Yeah, and so is my mom.
Oh, of her?
Yeah,
of her siblings?
I think my mom like...
that makes a lot of sense.
All right, we're going to get into some juicy gossip real soon because I'm getting older. And this one's real juicy.
Oh, okay.
Start here I went on the internet tonight. I probably am like 12 here, 11 or 12.
Went on the internet tonight with Marsha, my best friend. And we told lots of secrets. But sorry, can't tell you.
You have to keep going. Keep going. There's more.
The secrets are a promise I wouldn't tell. But I will give you a hint on what it was about. The letter ends with an S and starts with a B and has a O and a Y somewhere in the middle. Well, gotta go. All right, hold on. I'm horrible at Wheel of Fortune. What did we do? Did we spell boobies?
What? I literally spelled the word.
Oh, boys.
Boys, come on. What?
I just thought you were leaving somehow. I didn't think.
So I'm like, I can't tell you what it was about.
That was juicy. I'm sweating.
Like, I won't tell you what it's about, but it's about boys.
So you were just sharing secrets on the internet about boys?
No, is that a
Wi-Fi symbol?
It wasn't meant to be. There wasn't Wi-Fi back then, but I totally did.
Oh, it's just you underlining lots a lot.
Okay, listen, the reason I wanted to put this one in is because the story
sounds
behind
like a
this
bad
one.
Influence.
No, Marsha was not. She was a sweetheart. But I wanted to add this one because the story behind that is wild. So Marsha and I did go on the internet. This is back when you had one computer in your family
computer
that we all shared, and it used the
modem.
telephone
a modem.
So like if you were on the internet, no one could use the phone.
Oh God.
And to get online, it went for like 5 minutes. So anyway, Marsha was spending the night, and we went on the internet
At your house?
at my house, and somehow
How,
found
like super late?
probably like 9 p.m. And we've somehow found like a website with like a chat room. I don't know how, because I wouldn't even know how to do this now if I tried.
It was like AOL chat?
No, because it was like a place where you could talk to strangers.
Yeah,
like
I
I don't know how to
know.
do that. She must have taught me, because I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
And we go on and we were like, oh my gosh. So if you read that diary entry, you think we talked about like boys we liked. No. What we did was we pretended to be a little boy on one of these websites.
And did everyone want to talk
Oh,
to you?
no. We pretended to be... No. Okay, now I remember. We pretended to be like a girl, like a sexy girl or whatever, and was talking to like this man.
And you were pretending to be an older...
Not just a girl, like, hey, just talking to some like man, and he started to like flirt, as far as I can remember, but I have a horrible memory. And then we revealed, quote unquote, and we pretend that we
We're
really
actually
were.
two underage girls?
No, 2 underage Boy Scouts. We pretended we were young little boys. Like we were like, got you good. We're 10-year-olds and we're in Boy Scouts. Like that's how it ended. So that's
And
when
that's
I
when
thought,
he got really flirty.
no, then he locked off. But like,
And now I can't believe he's been in prison for 25 years.
no, but like that's so funny to me that like I was like, guys, we talked about boys tonight when really we were pretending to be little boys, and we weren't talking about boys at all. We were talking to a man, but pretending to be little boys.
Was this like your version of like a crank call? when
Yes,
you were
it was like a
kid?
prank. We thought it was, we like laughed so hard. We thought it was so funny. I only did it once, but it was like a big deal. So there's that.
I remember the home computer and the dial-up modem and going on, and yeah, it was so hard to like.
It was the worst.
It would take forever. Like then they couldn't use the phone, and like ever try to print anything back then? Remember take like
We did not have a printer. That's as far as I remember, we didn't have a printer.
the dots on the side, and you had
Oh
to
my
rip
God, you
off
have to
the
rip off
dots
the
on
side of the
yeah.
dots. Yes.
Yeah.
And floppy disks. Like I remember at school using the school computer to like write a paper, and then you put it on a floppy disk and you take it home, put the floppy disk in.
Floppy disk. How does that even? Doesn't make any sense to my brain.
Wait.
But we use them. But I'm saying it's like an SD card makes sense to
Yeah.
me. But like a floppy disk.
Well, floppy disk had a like space of like 1 page, like a 1-page paper. Like you couldn't put a lot of stuff on a floppy disk.
You could play Odell Lake. That's what we did. Or
I don't know
Oregon
what
Trail.
that is. I played Oregon Trail. I played a Rugrats game. There was one game where it's like you could raise cats and like plant plants and make them a garden. I did that a lot. I loved that game.
Sounds like right up your alley.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. What did you play on your family?
But I remember like
did you talk to people?
I remember like chat rooms and it being like not like anything like, but it was just so strange, the idea that like you could just talk to a stranger on a computer, and it always seemed to go in that weird flirty direction. Then you'd be like, yeah, and like
Did you?
just like unplug the computer at the
Did
source.
you like talk to like girls on like chat rooms and stuff?
I'm sure they weren't. I'm sure it was 2 Boy Scouts, but I just had no idea.
But is that what you would do, like on your computer?
It's not like something I would do. It's just like, you know, with a friend or like whatever, like it happened a few times. Like there was this entirely new technology. Like the internet was like first available in people's homes, and like there was this all of a sudden, you know, you're a young kid, there's this machine in your house, and they're like, oh yeah, you can just
no privacy, but
find
it's always in
anything.
like the living room.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
ours is in our living room.
I had the Encyclopedia Britannica set growing up. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, we had
and when I would write
dictionaries.
things, like I would have to look things up, and then now they're like, oh, it's all on here. Plus, there's also a bunch of weirdos.
I had to look up words in dictionaries.
Plus, there's also pictures of boobs. You know what I mean?
Lovely.
It was just like all there, and I had to get on that thing. You know?
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
How did you look at pictures of boobs, like when it was like a family
I don't
computer?
know, but I found them,
My
and then I tried to print them out.
you did?
It
Why?
And then it would take like 6 minutes. So then now you're all stressed because like the printer's making all this noise, and then you got to rip off the holes on the
my
side of the
gosh.
paper. Printing a couple of boobs.
What'd you do them? Where would you put those? Where'd you put printed pictures of boobs?
Where
Like,
do you think? In the woods.
oh God. Oh my gosh, that's so bold of you, because there's like a history. Like you can.
When we're sweating.
Oh my
The
gosh.
statute of limitations on this is
I did
long
not-
gone, and sorry.
I did
Sorry,
not know.
mother, if you were listening
I did
to
not
this.
know what that was, like what porn was or anything like that, until like college. I'd never heard of it. I didn't know it was a thing. I really didn't.
You didn't have that like one friend whose parents had Cinemax or something?
No, I don't. What's Cinemax? I don't know.
Cinemax was like the HBO of its day, like a paid cable channel, but it was more risque.
I remember going to like hotels and seeing, like, flipping through the channels, trying to find cartoons, and seeing a page that was like a channel that was like you can pay for it, and it was like naked people. I remember being like, what's that?
Did you ever, when you were flipping channels at your house, there was like a channel that was like all wavy and just like color bars, so it was like distorted, but you could kind of tell through the color bars that it was the Playboy channel? Do you not know this is a thing?
There's a Playboy channel?
Oh my God.
I did not know this.
So we
didn't have cable.
But they used to like scramble cable, and you would have a cable box, and so you would be flipping through it, and there would be this channel that would be just like Technicolor lines and fuzz and scribbled, and it would be like skipping up and down. It would be all distorted. But like, why was it there? But you could kind of see sometimes for like a split second, oh, there's two people having intercourse on this television. But like, I think that would make you. Why would that be there? Why would that just not be there?
I don't know
Maybe it would make you
about.
like, oh, I want to watch this clear. Like maybe that's how they got people to pay for it.
Oh, maybe.
But
I don't know.
You don't know about this?
I've never heard of this. I didn't have cable really growing up. I don't remember having cable, and we didn't watch a lot of TV
Not even
and
cable,
movies.
like just like you flipping through the channels, and then you would get to like channel 96, and it would be like distorted, weird. Maybe people have sex, maybe not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
But no. I'm telling you, I was extremely sheltered, which you'll find more out about as we read more journals. Yeah. But first, I want to talk about poo-poo. Not anyone's poo-poo.
You have my attention.
Kitty cat poo-poo.
Oh!
Kitty Poo Club.
Is there a club for that?
There is a club, Kitty Poo Club. Working from home means more time for your morning coffee or an occasional afternoon nap. And of course, the opportunity for your furry feline friend to walk across the keyboard in the middle of your Zoom call. Ugh. You love having your cat around, but you don't love being around the litter box. Ain't that the truth, Lovey?
Yep.
Kitty Poo Club is a convenient all-in-one monthly litter box solution. It has helped us so much. This was Erik's like number one hatred towards our cats, was the amount they poo. It's always impressed him and terrified him at the same time. And Kitty Poo Club has helped with that issue in our home. And now his biggest issue with the cats is the hair. But the poo problem has helped a lot. It's actually awesome. Every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable, high-quality, recyclable litter box that's pre-filled with the litter of your choice. The boxes are leak-proof, eco-friendly, and have fun designs for every season. When the month is up, you just recycle the box, and Kitty Poo Club will automatically deliver a new one straight to your door. No changing used litter, and no more cleaning the box. It is a lifesaver.
Yeah, seriously.
You can customize your order based on how many cats you have and choose from 4 different litter types. Kitty Poo Club is a no-risk satisfaction guarantee, and you can easily customize or cancel anytime you want. And right now, Kitty Poo Club is offering you 20% off your first order plus a free dome, free scoop, and free shipping. It's quite the deal. When you set up auto ship by going to kittypooclub.com/relax. So just go to kittypooclub.com/relax to get 20% off your first order plus a free dome, scoop, and free shipping when you set up auto ship. That's kittypooclub.com/relax. Go check it out. If you have cats, it's worth it. It's amazing. It will change your life.
Do they have merch?
I don't know, but I need it if they do.
I would feel like we should partner with them.
Just to wear a shirt that says Kitty Poo Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that sounds like a really good idea.
I'm here for that shirt.
All right, I'm going to let you pick the next diary.
I'm closing my eyes.
We've got 4 diaries to choose from. Oh, he's chosen a prayer journal. So can you describe what you're looking at right now, Lovey?
An absolute nightmare.
Okay, what is it?
I think it's a girl sleeping or dead and having just dark nightmares.
And what does it say?
It says, when you sleep, the bad stuff goes away. But how long can you sleep?
This is in my prayer journal. All right, so this is one of the journal entries I want you to read.
That one I feel like I've heard before. Did you do that in your live show?
I think I did once, and it didn't get a good response because it was just too dark. No one laughed. They were just like, oh, that's terrifying.
They were like, oh, she's filled with nightmares and rage.
Yeah.
Okay. Precious Daddy.
That's how I started my prayer.
Yeah, I feel like I was a little bit aware of this. You would refer to God, Jesus, Holy Spirit as Daddy? They were like a father figure to you?
This is a thing that people did. And actually, like, someone got mad at me Like online, I got like hate because I said like, oh, he's my daddy. Like Jesus is my daddy as Miranda. I've also gotten hate for saying like I'm dating Jesus. But these are things I said for real, like it genuinely. So I don't know. It's so weird. But yeah, I mean, this is a real journal entry to Jesus Christ, to God,
who gave
the
you
Father.
this idea that he was well, I guess he's
your father. He's your father. He's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
He is your God. He is
it
your
just
dad.
me, my brain, that puts like this like strange connotation when a young girl is using the phrase daddy?
Yeah, I mean, society has taught us that's something weird.
Okay, so precious daddy, totally normal to address.
That's not, no, it's very strange.
A man in the sky. Okay, precious daddy, I'm in the car driving to SB for the weekend. I was looking over some of my old prayers to you. I was so desperate for patience when it came to relationships, and I wasn't even aware that you totally provided me with it. I am so patient and excited to meet my future husband.
That's you!
You were talking about me. There's no date here. Thank you so much for providing...
Would you just throw up? Did you just throw up on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you so much for providing me with peace, patience, and understanding. I love you, Lord. You are truly awesome. Your daughter, Colleen. So perfect for this prayer. I love you, Lord. And you have circled on the bottom. It came with the saying, cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous fall.
Yeah.
Psalm 55.
Right. It's not a saying, it's a Bible verse.
Is that what that means?
Yes. So I just wanted you to read that one because it's about you. I was like saying thank you to God for... Okay, you stop.
I'm sorry, did our feet touch? Did somehow our bare feet, we're both not wearing shoes or socks this episode, and our bare feet have touched towards the bottom once casually, not on purpose, and you freaked out?
Listen.
Oh my God.
Listen. I despise feet. I hate feet. I think they're so gross. Like there's nothing about feet that I think is cute. I never want a foot massage. I don't want a pedicure. I want nothing ever near my feet ever. I don't want to be near feet ever. You know this, but it's pretty often when we're doing podcasts here, we're in close proximity. Erik tries to play footsie with me, which I appreciate because you do it every time.
I accidentally brushed it. It's just that this time we both happen to be barefoot.
It's like our feet are clammy and it's like, and I love
but
you.
when we're in bed at night, husband and wife, partners in this human experience.
Barf.
And when my feet albeit accidentally touch my wife's foot, you go, like, so strange. We have a child.
Touch any part of my body. Touch any part of my body always, all day long. My feet, especially with a clammy foot, like not a chance.
My feet are not clammy.
They are clammy. I just felt it. And mine are too, by the way. This is not a shady thing.
It's not clammy.
I'm not touching your foot.
It's not
I
clammy.
can't even look at it.
Look at it.
I cannot.
It's wiggling.
I cannot look at your foot. But I feel like the last few podcasts there have been moments where you like try to play footsie with me and I'm like, and I like don't want to like react big because I'm like, we're filming a podcast, but like I just got foot phobia, man. Like I think they're so gross. I think feet are so gross.
How do you feel about your own feet? Have you seen them?
I freaking hate my feet. They're disgusting. I have dermatillomania. They're foul. I hate feet. I think feet are so gross. No offense to feet out there. If any feet are listening, like you're amazing.
Foot fetishish.
No, I just like whatever the opposite is of a foot fetish is what I am. Like is what I have. I think it's so gross. So like if our feet touch to me, it's like playing footsie. It's like it's never cute to play footsie. To me, footsie is like putrescent.
It makes me feel insecure.
But I love you so much. You can touch all the parts of my body, just not my feet
not that
parts.
bad. Look at them.
Your feet?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Give him a rating, like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Did you know WikiFeet? I have a rating on WikiFeet. There's a website called. I wonder if you have a WikiFeet.
I think everyone is just on this WikiFeet thing.
Are you on it? I need
don't
to look.
know. I think it's mainly women's feet.
No, there's men on here.
Well,
there's for sure men on here. WikiFeet.com. I'm gonna look and see.
Don't give them traffic.
I'm giving them all the traffic. I do appreciate WikiFeet though because like
next I want to look up you on WikiFeet.
You can, and I actually appreciate it because they have pictures of my feet before my dermatillomania was really bad.
This
Erik Stockland has no search results. You are not on WikiFeet.
Oh, thank God. But now that you've brought this up,
yeah,
maybe I will be.
Oh no.
This podcast episode has,
wait, that's not me.
taken an exit off of your diaries, and now
Look
we're
at
just
this.
straight up talking about.
Oh my gosh, love. I have a 5-star rating. Beautiful feet, it says. Colleen Ballinger
How do they
says
know your
8.
shoe size?
I don't know. That's really creepy.
Whoa.
It's my birthday and everything. Okay, hold on. I have to go to this page. How do I go?
That's your actual U.S. shoe
Wait,
size.
see, look. There's all these pictures of. There's pictures of us doing the podcast.
Can you show that?
Look at all these pictures on WikiFeet. Cover your face again, Louie. Look at all these pictures on WikiFeet.
Or if you're just listening to this, it's pictures of my wife's feet.
Well, you can go to WikiFeet. But you know what's great?
Why?
Why
I
don't know.
Why
for
do they
people who
for?
like feet. But this is like most of these are before my feet were really bad from dermatillomania. So I'm like actually kind of grateful for them because I can remember my feet not being disgusting. So it's kind of good. I have to take off my shirt because I'm sweating. It's hot in here, love. You're not hot?
these journal entries are heating up.
Ugh. Well, they're about to because I'm about to read all the ones about boys.
You never call me precious, Daddy.
Do you want me to?
What's next?
Here we go. This one is all about boys. Okay, I've put like pieces of paper over names, so we're not like revealing any people.
Because you don't want me to see the name?
No, you.
Do I know them?
No, I'll tell you anyone. I just don't want the internet to try to like find these people. I'll read this one. You've been reading them for a while. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, love. Feel free to interject with your thoughts and opinions.
Oh, I was just gonna keep quiet.
Whatever you want. Just as long as your feet don't touch mine, we're good to go.
Oh, they almost just did.
So this is September 14th, 2004. Okay.
Okay, so you are 8 years old again.
No.
2004?
Yeah, 2004.
Oh, 2004.
How old am I in
You are
2004?
36.
Oh my God, whatever.
4 times. You're 18.
Okay.
You're 18 years old.
I've always had problems with relationships, whether it be with boys, family, friends, or whatever. So I could write for centuries on almost anyone. But today I'm going to write about my most recent ridiculous relationship with a boy named, what should we call him, Lovey? What should we call this boy?
What?
Give me a name.
Mike.
Okay.
Is it Mike?
It's not Mike. But there is a boy, but it's not.
Wait, what? Okay, who's Mike?
Okay. But this one, for any of you who know who this Mike person is, this is not actually Mike. We're just saying Mike. And
Jeff?
Jeff works. Let's do Jeff.
Is there a Jeff too? A Jeff and a Mike?
No. Okay. My most recent ridiculous relationship with a boy named
Mike?
Jeff.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
I broke up with him last night. Okay.
you broke up with him.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's doing everything in his power to make me feel absolutely awful about it. Our relationship was never healthy to begin with. We only knew each other for a week before we started dating, and we only dated for a month. So I've only known this person for 5 weeks. Now that I've gone away to college, I thought it would be a good idea to get out of this bad relationship and break bad habits and start over in this wonderful environment.
Wait, okay, sorry, pause.
Yeah.
You dated someone that you knew for 2 weeks for a month and then left for college and
Yeah.
you're like, let's still date?
No, I said let's break up. He wanted to still date.
Long distance, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he was still in high school. And I was going to college. I was 17, he was 18. And I was going to college and he was staying to finish his senior year.
This
Big drama.
sounds like it's going to go well.
So I said, he thought it was a bad idea. He's the kind of person that always has a girlfriend and he isn't used to being dumped. Oh, I'm so mean. He started to guilt trip me in every way possible. He actually just sent me a text message that says, I want to die. Wow, that's a bit dramatic.
Whoa, he said that?
Yes. I'm like, we knew each other for 5 weeks.
I would say maybe a red flag.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. All right, you read this next one about
sure.
this guy, Jeff. And there's a girl in here. Let's call her.
Was I right about Jeff too? It's actually Jeff?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Jeff and Sandra. Let's say the girl's name is Sandra.
Okay.
This is the big drama, guys. Get ready, Lovey. You don't know
10,
anything about this.
12, 04. You at that point are 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am more frustrated than I've ever been since I don't know when. I don't know if I've written anything about my ex-boyfriend, but oh man, is he a jerk. I went out with him for only a month, but he was the only boyfriend I've ever had. So it was a big deal. Anyway, we got in a big fight once while we were dating about one of my best friends, Sandra. They were getting a little too friendly, so I talked to Jeff about it. He got really offended and said that he knew I had major trust issues, which this is so strange to me. Like, I feel like you should have. She got too friendly with him? What was happening?
I don't remember this at all, by the way. I don't remember this happening. I really don't remember this.
Your friend was flirting with your boyfriend, and you were like, hey, man, I don't know about this. And he was like, you got trust issues.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
I feel like you were rightfully so to suspect because it's so weird.
Of course, yeah.
He said that he would never cheat on me because he wanted to earn my trust so badly. Me being the stupid girl I am, I believed him. Anyway, a weeks later, we broke up because I left for school and it just got too hard. I finally get over him and I just found out that he hooked up
with
Sandra while we were dating. You were right.
I know.
If you're like, hey, I feel weird about how you're being with this person. You got trust issues. I want to earn your like that person is obviously cheating on you.
With my friend, one of my best friends. You know what's so weird is that I don't remember this at all. But like a year later, this guy, he asked me to go to lunch with him like a year later.
I saw the name.
Yeah. So like a year later, he asked me to go to lunch with him. And I was like, oh my gosh, he wants me back. And we went to lunch.
You went to lunch with him? This guy that you knew had hooked up with your friend?
I guess, but I don't remember this happening. But anyway, he took me to lunch and he told me, guess what? I was cheating on you that whole time with this other girl who's now my girlfriend. Like he
just needed to confess it.
I think he just wanted to hurt me because he was laughing. He like laughed about it. He's like, oh, by the way, the whole time we were dating, I was hooking up with blah, blah, blah. I think it was like his ego's hurt because I had broken up with him. And so he wanted to hurt me back or something. I don't know. But he was hooking up with other people the whole time, I guess.
So how old are you when he did that?
17.
When you had the lunch?
Oh, no, that was a year later. A year later, he called me and asked if I wanted to go to lunch with him. And I went to lunch with him thinking he was going to ask me to be his girlfriend again. And really, he just wanted to tell me that he'd been cheating on me.
Were you excited about that prospect?
No, I didn't want to date him, but I was just like, okay, we can go. I was 18. I was like interested in a guy like maybe wanting to get back together with me, but he didn't. He just wanted to tell me
Where was this lunch?
At a sandwich place in Santa Barbara. Isn't that crazy?
So not like a fancy McDonald's or anything?
No, nothing crazy like a Taco Bell. Wait, hold on. What else does it say? Where else? So he hooked up with Sandra.
This is the first time I started crying out of sheer anger.
Oh.
I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm sick of being taken advantage and used. My feelings are constantly being stepped on.
Oh, poor Colleen.
Well, that's terrible.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, love.
What?
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't have a journal, but I do have a few bits of writing on my body.
Your tattoos?
Well, there's one that relates
to... This is a
to...
huge deal. People have been asking about this since we started the podcast.
There's one that relates to my high school, a girlfriend in high school.
Are you really going to do this right now? Because this is such an exciting thing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do it, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
That, like, before... So we were both going away to separate colleges, way far away from each other, like 10 hours drive, you know what I mean? But we were like the geniuses that we were like, of course we'll still be together forever. You know what I mean?
You thought that about someone who wasn't me?
No, love. I literally was the dumbest. If you'd have met me then, you'd be like, wow, this is the dumbest person I've ever met. And so I drove her to drop her off freshman year, like for her orientation, you know what I mean? And drove all the way to this college. And then before I left, you know, we're both just like weeping, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't remember, I think it was her idea we should get each other's initials tattooed on our human bodies. And so we drove to a like hole in the wall little tattoo place, like on like a Tuesday afternoon, right before I was to drive home and drive to my college way far away and start my freshman year of college. And so we go into this like tattoo shop unannounced, and these two 18-year-old people say we would like to do this. And they were like, absolutely not.
Really?
They were like, no way. That's the dumbest thing we've ever heard. You guys, sorry, we don't know you. But you will break up. You will. There's no way.
They said this?
Yes. And then we, of course, were like, no, like, of course we won't. You know what I mean? And I think she starts getting her tattoo. And I remember very specifically one of the people that worked there going behind her so that she couldn't see him, and he was looking at me, just waving his arms no, saying, "Don't do it. Do not do this. Do not get this tattoo." You know what I mean? Just like the first letter initial of this girl's name. Mm-hmm. And I did it.
I know you did it.
And 2 weeks later, I found out that she was cheating on me.
Really?
With the quarterback of their football team.
At the college?
Uh-huh.
How'd you find out?
She told me.
She like admitted it and said
she didn't answer. Like so then like literally we got these tattoos. Ink's not dry. I drive 10 hours to my college and then call her and she doesn't answer. And then this is how I remember it. And then she doesn't answer for like 2 weeks after this had all just happened. And then she finally answers, and it's all weird. And I'm like, "What did you like? What's going on? Why haven't you answered your phone? Like, what just happened? Like, and she was all quiet. I'm like, "What did you like? Did you meet someone?" And it got really quiet. I was right. The quarterback for their football team of her college lived in her dorm, on her floor, in the next room, and I guess they got along pretty well.
With your initials on her ankle too.
Yeah.
So there's some girl out there with your initials on her body forever.
I think she got hers covered up.
And you didn't get yours covered?
Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to spend the time. I don't never look at it. I don't think about it. It like has a totally different. It doesn't have any meaning. It has like a funny meaning. It has like the purpose of me telling the story right now.
Yeah.
I can't erase it. I mean,
funny.
I guess they have lasers.
I've heard that hurts really bad.
But I know that she had gotten it covered up. Is it bad to be telling this story? This is a person. I'm sure she's great.
She doesn't listen to our podcast.
Nothing but the best. I hope she's having a wonderful, happy life. I haven't talked to her since then.
Wow.
This was many, many years ago.
I knew parts of this story, but not the whole story. I didn't know she cheated on you.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that part.
I don't think so. Whenever we try to talk about like past relationships, you're like, nope, no one but you. You're my only human. Nothing else matters. Because that's how we feel now. It's like everything else was so pointless.
Yeah, that is certainly true, and that is genuinely how I feel. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't even feel like my lifetime. Mm-hmm. That I feels like I'm telling you a story from a movie I saw. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is the origin of. That's like, my version of a journal, I guess.
This episode now is worth it. If you've listened or made it or watched this far, because I feel like this is a topic that like we get asked about every single week. Like people beg.
The quarterback of their football team? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. That's like kind of loserish to me. That's like really like the lamest. No offense to football.
That messed me up. Well, it just I don't know.
Why? Because of what? So who cares?
I don't know. Because it just gives you. It just
you're so much cooler than a quarterback of a football team. You're like super talented and sexy and amazing. Like come on.
I mean the theater nerds got all the girls, not the quarterbacks.
Okay.
Sure.
I saw a funny TikTok once that was like. Something about let me tell you something, kid. Like something about like being dramatic about like let me tell you what I've been through, and it was like girls fighting over like the one straight theater boy, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
That was
yeah. That was you. You're such a loser. I love you so much. Okay, guys.
That wasn't a bad situation to be in.
It's time to say thank you to our next sponsor. That's an incredible story. You've just made so many people's day because everyone's been begging to learn about your tattoos. Erik has quite a few tattoos. Yes. Erik has quite a few tattoos.
That's private.
And none on his privates, even though he just kind of muttered to himself privates, like none on his privates.
I think this seems, I don't know why I felt like you were sharing all this personal information. It was like, I felt like, oh, maybe this is my version. You
that's
talked
the
about
money,
like
that's the info
a relationship right at the end of high school before college. Like it just seems so similar. And I was like, oh, and it's writing. It's just not on a journal. It's
heartbreaking. All right, guys, I want to say thank you to our next sponsor, which is Next Door. Do you ever need to borrow a ladder, Lovey? Do you ever?
Yeah. The ceilings are very high here.
Yeah. Or can you ever not find your power drill? I know.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't know where it is. I actually don't know what that looks like. Or maybe have you ever actually needed to borrow a cup of sugar from someone? Before you run out to the store and buy something, why not check with your neighbors on Next Door first?
I wonder if our neighbors have a power washer.
Oh, that's
Let's ask.
Let's ask them. Nextdoor is a free app that securely connects verified neighbors so you always know what's happening in your local area. You can post and read about your community in real time. Nextdoor is always relevant to where you live, and you can access it right from your phone. You can buy and sell items. You can find last-minute pet sitter. You can connect with interest groups, hear recommendations for local businesses, and share safety information, which is my favorite part. With Nextdoor, you can even count on your neighbors to help in any need-to-know situations, such as timely weather concerns or local updates. For everything that's happening, there's Nextdoor, the free neighborhood hub. It really has everything. It's like an extra, you have your social media apps, but then you need Nextdoor too. I feel like it like comes with all this other social media apps, but it's like about the people in your own neighborhood. It's amazing. You can we got rid of our bed frame using that. Like you can use it for so many things, but I love it for figuring out safety stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anything shady's going on.
Keep an eye out.
It's pretty great. So go to nextdoor.com/relax to sign up and see what your neighbors are talking about. Be sure to use the link to sign up so they know that you support our show. That's nextdoor.com/relax to join your neighborhood today. Don't forget to tell them who sent you by going to nextdoor.com/relax. Alrighty, let's get back into these embarrassing journal entries. Here's one that I don't remember this happening, but I think it might be interesting for you to read it.
You want me to read it? You want to read this one? Okay. I am so frustrated with my friend James right now.
Don't remember this friend James. Don't know who this is.
I was going to say, do we want to...
You can say it because I don't even know who it is. I don't remember James.
You don't remember James?
No.
He told me that he likes me and he is interested in me and he has a girlfriend.
I know,
James,
drama.
I'm sorry, but I think that it is so rude and disrespectful when you have a girlfriend. You shouldn't be telling other girls that you like them, and you should not go to another girl's window and call her your Juliet. He is so ridiculous.
Yes. Look at your face. Right? I don't even remember this, love. That's the craziest part.
He was just showing up. You didn't encourage this at all?
I don't remember it. So maybe I did, but I don't even remember this happening. I really don't remember this at all, love.
The next sentence.
What is it? I don't know.
I need to pray for him.
Yeah.
And hope that God shows him that what he is doing is wrong. I feel awful for his girlfriend. She is so sweet and innocent and has no idea.
Isn't that crazy? I don't remember that at all. I don't remember a person named James. I don't remember anyone coming to my window and saying I'm his Juliet. I literally have no recollection of this. And this isn't when I'm like 4 years old. Like I was like 18, 17. I should remember this. And
according
I don't.
to the date, yeah, you're 18 at this point.
Yeah,
you're almost 19.
Really?
Yes, it's September 28th, 2004.
No, I was almost 18.
Oh, right. I guess that makes
17.
sense.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I don't remember that at all.
That's a move, though. That's a power move, to showing up at a girl's window
with a girlfriend
and saying you're my Juliet.
That's
If somebody else is your Juliet, man, break up with your girlfriend. You know what I mean?
For real.
And then go show up at her window, and I don't know. I feel like
what the heck? What?
Call
as
the cops.
Fun would say, what the heck? All right, so let's go on.
What else you got?
I got lots. I don't know. I was trying to find stuff that I haven't read and stuff that I thought might spur conversation. How about read this? I just realized. Do you want me to read this? I'll read this one.
Oh, so the math was right. You were about to be 18.
Yeah,
and now
because this is
okay.
my birthday.
Sure, go for it.
This is my birthday. And I wrote, I just realized that I am 18. That's crazy. I'm an adult. How depressing. I don't want to be a grown-up. I want to stay a kid forever. I'm seriously beyond depressed right now. I'm 18. I can vote. I can play the lottery. I can smoke. Who cares? I want to be a kid forever. I just thought that was funny because it's like the opposite of what any 18-year-old would think on their birthday.
I think when I turned 18, I literally went and bought a lottery ticket and a pack of cigarettes.
Right, and I was like crying that I couldn't just be a kid forever. I was like so depressed and sad. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I thought you would appreciate that. Yeah, so there's
That's amazing.
So much I don't know where to go. I don't know what to show you. This is a journal entry.
We were from the opposite side of the tracks, love.
Oh my gosh,
we were on the same side of the tracks, but
right.
But this is very different.
Yeah, this is a good one. So this one, pick a boy name. Pick a boy name, love.
I picked a boy name last time, and apparently I was dead on.
Let's say What's a boy name? I don't
Hank.
know. Oh, great. Hank. So the Hank situation. It's interesting. Start from there, okay? I think I'm like 16.
Is that supposed to mean situation? Mm-hmm. The Hank sit. It's interesting. I learned today that after all of my hard work, he doesn't like me. Damn it. I thought I was doing so good too. Now I have a choice. I can either give up or try harder.
Ooh. ... Keep reading. What do you think she's going to choose, love? What's Colleen going to...
Give up for sure.
In caps.
Not even in caps. You made like bubble letters.
Bold.
He's not worth it. And as I stated earlier, I think I'm falling for him. That has just got to stop. Ew. Because who wants to fall in love with Hank? Anyway, I don't really know what else to say. I'm a boring person. This is a good one.
That's a really good one.
Is this a new one? Is this a freshie?
This is like my high school journal. So this one's full of good stuff, but I've read most of it, so I didn't want to like pull too much from this one. But isn't that funny?
What would you be? What's your hard work to make him like you? What would that be?
I don't know. I don't remember.
And you thought you were doing so good. So like, what
I thought I was making him like me. I don't know.
What would you do?
Probably talk to him on AIM.
You're
like
17. You're 17. You're trying. Like you're attempting to make a boy like you.
Yeah. So probably talking to him after school on AIM, like on Instant Messenger. That's probably what I was
saying.
Doing.
What?
I don't know. Talking to him about anything.
I'm Hank. I'm just sitting there playing Minecraft.
No,
would that be a thing?
Theater kid. It was a theater kid.
I don't know.
Is Minecraft? Did that exist?
I don't know.
Back
Maybe
then?
I meant Minesweeper. Isn't that the one where you're just like?
That's a good
what I
game.
meant? Yeah. I'm Hank playing Minesweeper. Mm-hmm. A message pops up from what's your screen name?
Cheese is gross.
Oh, yep. See, now here's where you might not. Oh God, love. Cheese is gross.
IZ. Cheese is gross.
and you're. I don't know how it didn't work, love.
I know. Well, and I don't think I flirted. I don't think I knew how to flirt. As you know, I'm not a flirter.
Message pops up from Cheese is gross.
Yeah.
Cheese is gross. What does it say?
Hi.
I would just close the tab. I would just close.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember flirting.
That's really funny. Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones in here, but
I like just the close up. Who didn't draw a lot of close up pictures of eyeballs? Like,
but look
I feel
what's
like
in the reflection of the eyeball. He's looking at a picture of an eyeball that I drew.
There's two people holding hands and then two people kissing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at them.
Crying.
Because I don't have that.
Because it's
not you? Yeah. Pretty good, huh?
I assume you were a happy kid. You seem so happy and bubbly and fun, and you're like just doing theater, doing your thing. You have a wonderful family. Like
I was a happy kid. I think that I'm
because this is some dark stuff.
I think it's very similar to how I am now, and let me explain. Like I think that I am a very happy person, and I think I've always been like a happy person. But I think I'm very dramatic. I'm very emotional. And so I have these spurts of like deep, intense emotions, and then they go away. Like once I express them, I'm good and I'm good to go again. And so that's what you're seeing here. But like you see me fall apart and cry and be like, oh, the world is ending. And then I'm fine the next day.
I would also say that like you are, I think, relax, but I think that you exaggerate. That's true. You embellish. Mm-hmm. So when you say like so-and-so said this, and like the person probably said to you like, I said something in this tone. When you tell me what they said, you're like, they said this, like, bleh. You know what I mean? Like you are. Here's
the thing though. You're like,
you heighten whatever drama you've perceived, and you exaggerate
that's it. It's not that I'm exaggerating. It's that's how I perceive things. So like my brain has a hard time going like, oh, well, maybe they meant this by this. Like my brain, when I explain something to you, I'm not trying to be like, let me make it as dramatic as possible so that I make them look bad or good or whatever. It's how I did experience the situation. It is what my experience was. It is how I interpreted whatever someone said.
It's a beautiful mind.
And instead of going like, oh, maybe they meant that in a different way than I took it. I should ask them. Like my brain goes like, no, they hate you. Like, and that is how they meant it. They hate you. Like, so that's what my brain does instead of like trying to be rational.
Well, I could be like, hey, where's the, you seen the car key? And then like, if I talk to you later that night, remember when I asked you where the car key was? And you're like, yeah, you're like, hey, where's the car key? You know what I mean? Like that's like, you do that impression of me.
I do have an impression of you that you hate.
Yeah. It's,
but yeah, I think I'm like,
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm that different than this. It's just like,
and also I think we all did, we did a version of
I was certainly more dramatic in high school than I am now. Like I certainly was more dramatic and more sad than I am now. Like I feel like you have brought a lot of happiness to my life that I never had experienced before. And Flynn too, obviously. Like I'm way happier now than I ever have been. And so when you haven't found that person and like then made a new person that make your whole life amazing, it's hard to find those happy moments. And it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I have those moments now, but like I know I'm going to be okay. Because like I have you and Flynn. Whereas like before it was like, I'm never going to be okay. But you know what I mean? Like there's something now that makes me go like, but I'm going to be okay. Even though I still have those moments. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It doesn't make sense?
I said sure.
See what I just did it. You said sure and I go, he said he hates me. Okay. Well, we have another one. This one is going to get intense. So we've been like kind of...
Oh, should I be nervous?
No, not like that. But like, okay. So the ones we've been reading have been like silly, fun. We learned about Erik's tattoo and like laugh about old boyfriends. This one's another prayer journal. Okay.
Okay.
Now this one I've been wanting Erik to read from because I think it's very interesting because I'm not this girl now, but it explains a lot of my insecurities and it explains a lot of why my brain is wired the way that it is. Because I think it's going to be a hard one to talk about too, because like religion is like a hard topic. So like, I don't know where this conversation is going to go when we read these. It could get like serious or it could be like silly, jokey, funny. I'm not really sure, but like,
okay. You've piqued my interest.
Just because it's interesting how I interpreted the church and religion. You know, everyone has a different experience with it. And I think religion can bring so many wonderful things to so many people's lives. And I think it's so important to so many people in their lives. Of course, yeah. And it also can do the opposite. And I think that like I had kind of a mixture of both. And so I like how we were just talking about what my brain does. I did that with the Bible too, where I would be like, you know, if in a worship song, we're singing, I am unworthy to God. I took that as God thinks I'm worthless and I am nothing and I suck and I'm stupid. And so like I did that even with God. And so like everything we're just talking about. So like these journal entries make me sad.
Okay, it's a comedy podcast. But, what's happening? We're just like I want to cry about religion.
No, I'm not going to cry. I'm just saying.
You're crying.
No, I just think it's interesting.
Spit.
And these are things that you've never read these because they're prayers to God. But I just think
Are you supposed to share them publicly or are these
it's my decision. I can if I want. Sure. This was something that is this page that you're about to read is a concept that was a common issue with me because you just read it and then I'll explain. This is a recurring issue in my diaries. Yeah.
Acceptance.
It's titled Acceptance.
This is what I have a hard time letting go of. I was made to stand out, not to draw attention to myself, but to live the kind of life that leads people to you.
I'm talking to God.
Thank you for the free will to make my own choices. It sure makes it tough. I'm so concerned about fitting in and what people will think and say about me that I often forget about you. I will make a conscious effort not to do that one day at a time. I want you to shine through me. Mm-hmm. Galatians 1:10.
Mm-hmm. You read the verse, yeah.
Am I now trying to win the approval of men or of God, or am I trying to please men? If I were still trying to please men, I would not be a servant of God.
So this is something that was really, really hard for me throughout my journey with the Lord in college, because I was in college for performing, and it was to please an audience and to entertain an audience. And I was like, but I'm getting the applause And am I doing this to get their approval and their acceptance of me when I was made to not be that way? Like the Bible says, I'm not supposed to do that stuff. I'm not supposed to want people's approval.
This was like your Kurt Cameron moment?
No, I guess. But like, this is something
is that too much? I don't know.
It made
I don't know if enough. I'm not educated enough about this to like.
I can educate you.
To like, I understand that, but like to be like cynical about it, even like I don't feel smart enough. Like to each his own. Whatever helps you get through how crazy life can be sometimes. Like I don't have any judgment about it,
right?
So I don't want to be cynical or try and make a joke, but like, explain to me.
Well, I just want to explain that like for me, this was a really painful concept to like, because naturally, as humans, we naturally just want to be liked by people. We want people to like us and love us.
Yeah,
even.
And your choice of expressing that was performance.
And yeah, or just in life in general, anything. Like I just wanted people to like me. But how I was interpreting the Bible and those verses was, you shouldn't want people to like you. You should only want God to like you. You should only want God's approval. You shouldn't be seeking man's approval. You should only be seeking God's. And because it was natural and normal.
Wait, does it also kind of infer though that like you should also be not like trying to like performing so people like you? You should be performing so that they like me, God.
Yes. So everything I should be doing should be trying to get people to like God, and I should be trying to get God's approval. But because I'm human and humans naturally just want people to like them because that feels nice, I couldn't make myself not do that because it's impossible to just force yourself to not care if people like you or not. I don't think. Like, is that possible to just turn off like caring if people like you or not? Like, I care if you love me. I care if you like me. I can't turn that off. And so my brain took it to such an extreme of like,
there's a lot of guilt in there.
I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Well, the page before, which I wasn't even gonna have you read, I said, it's amazing to me you still love me after all the sinful things I've done. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve your kindness. I don't deserve your mercy. I don't deserve your grace. I don't deserve you. Thanks for loving me anyway. Like,
you know what it sounds like,
I was
right?
so extreme. Abusive relationship.
It sounds like an abusive relationship.
And I'm not saying that like Christianity is an abusive relationship. Please don't mistake what I'm saying. I think Christianity is beautiful and can be beautiful, and a relationship with Christ can be incredible. A relationship with any religion can be beautiful and so necessary. But for me and my experience with it and the people that I encountered who taught me about it.
How you interpreted it. Yeah.
Is how I interpret it is big because of how my brain works. It's very all or nothing. My brain is very like dramatic and intense, and I already, because of anxiety, assume everyone just like hates me. So when I read verses that are like, don't seek approval of men, only seek my approval, I'm like, oh no, I'm seeking approval of man, I'm a horrible person. Like, and so this was my whole life. This is what was like in my brain of like what a good person is. And so I just was convinced I was awful. Like, and it's, something I still like struggle with a lot. But anyway, I just think these are interesting. Like, isn't that kind of sad to think of this like 17-year-old girl who just like hates herself? I interpreted the Bible that way.
Was there, I don't think I've ever asked you this. Was there like a specific, well, for lack of a better term, come to Jesus moment where you were like, where it made sense in a way to separate from this? Mm-hmm. Like a bit, and be more comfortable with yourself and life, and was there like a moment? Was there like a specific like?
There's people have asked me to talk about this for a long time, and I'm so timid to talk about like religion usually because like I don't want anyone to ever think I'm saying that what they believe is wrong or bad, because I really like I have seen both sides. I've seen like the beauty of it and the necessity of it and the beautiful things that can come from it, and I've seen the bad. And so and I think it is necessary and beautiful for so many people, but I also think that it can be very harmful for a lot of people. And I did have a gradual, as you can see in my prayer journals, I gradually get more and more distant and like so confused. And I do remember a day where I was in New York and I was being told that there was no God, and I was stupid for believing in God, and I was so confused. And
By who?
A few people, but I was in bed.
It wasn't like a person alone on the street corner like screaming.
No. It was like people.
Someone you knew. Okay, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And who I don't talk to now, but so I'm in bed and I'm crying because like everything I've ever believed in, I'm being told is wrong and a lie. And by the way, I'm not saying I don't believe in God either. Like I'm not saying that at all. But I remember lying in bed and I said out loud alone in bed, I don't know if you're there. I don't know if you exist. Like talking to God and saying that sentence and sobbing because I felt so bad for saying that out loud. And I remember walking around New York City the next day, waiting for like lightning to strike me, for me to break my leg, get hit by a cab, something bad happening to me because I said that, because I felt so guilty. I felt like I needed to be punished for saying that. And I thought God was going to punish me for that. And nothing happened. And I was okay. I was great even. Like I said that out loud and I didn't pray that day and I was fine. And I was like, what's going on? And then life went on and everything was the same, regardless if I prayed or if I didn't. And that was a really, really hard, challenging, weird like week for me. And so I think I'm still learning every day, like what I think and what I believe. And I think it's just important to just like keep your mind open and try to learn as much as you can about anything and everything, no matter who you're talking to, what religion they believe in or don't believe in, like to hear people and listen to their perspectives. Cause I think that no one knows anything for sure. I think it's important to just learn and like come to your own conclusion as opposed to like, this is what I'm being told by these people, so I have to believe it or else I'm going to die.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I promise there's funny stuff in here too.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it was very interesting. I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
mean to make a crack at like you sharing like that story. It's very interesting.
I thought you would like this because it's about you. I want you to know before you read this little section here that I have only kissed a boy at this point. That's all I've done. Okay, and I'm like in my 20s. Okay.
Purify me from my sins, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Psalm, is that from a Psalm?
Yeah, Psalm.
Lord,
well, it's Psalm 51:7.
You know me too well. I was thinking about that this morning. Purifying me, my Lord. I want to be pure for you and for my husband.
For you.
You both deserve that. Forgive me for those things that you and I both know should never have happened.
Making out. That's what I was talking about. Making out.
Yeah.
I should have never made out with anyone else. So I thought this was interesting because of how much I was taught that like my body and me being pure was so important for a man later. But that wasn't taught.
This is not the strange part, love. The strange part is that you're speaking first person to having a conversation with Lord here.
That's not strange. That's very common. That's what praying is. That's what prayers are.
I guess I understand that makes sense to me, but I guess like seeing it from like it's a teenage girl, early 20s girl, like speaking it out in this kind of casual language in a journal. I shouldn't say this strange. That's the wrong word, but like is.
We're going to talk about Love Every. It's amazing. They're play kits that are designed and created by Love Every, and they are designed by experts for your child's developing brain, so you can feel confident you're giving your child the best start with a convenient plan for playtime. They deliver play kits every 2 to 3 months that match your child's exact learning stage, so they have the right toys at the right time. It's more than just a box of toys. They give your family a support system for a brighter future. Each play kit comes with this play guide packed with expert tips, easy to play, and DIY at-home activities. So we love this. Our kid freaking loves the toys that come in this thing, and I love it because they're like a really unique, like modern, clean like style, so they don't like clutter up the house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're like
cool.
really like cool and modern, like Montessori styled toys, and he loves them.
And he's a smarty pants, like
he is. So I love that he's playing but also learning at the same time.
It's my favorite thing to watch his face as he figures out one of these things.
Right, he's amazing. Love Every provides the map to help you confidently guide your child's learning. They take the guesswork out of choosing the right toys for early learning. And every detail is designed to be engaging so your kids can experience the joy of play while helping them grow their cute little brains. Their products are durable and top quality, and all of their playthings are made with sustainably harvested wood, organic cotton, and baby-safe plastics. The play kits deliver expert-designed play essentials straight to your home every 2 to 3 months, starting at only $36 a month. We love it. Flynn loves it. I think you guys will love it too if you want to check it out. Activate free content tailored to your child's age and get a peek inside the play kits at Love Every's website. Visit lovevery.com/relax to get started. That's lovevery.com/relax to get started. Check it out. You guys will love it. I really was super impressed. I remember the first time I opened a box, I was like, Love it, look at this. This stuff is so cool. Like I was freaking out. It really impressed me the first time I opened it up. All right. Sorry. I know this is supposed to be like a comedy podcast. This one's kind of funny, but we're getting like so deep and serious. And there's some people who are like, stay away from politics. Don't talk about serious stuff. So I'm sorry to any of those people. Don't keep listening today, I guess.
What's going to happen here?
Like 10, 15 more minutes, I'm sure. But like, no, I don't know, because I wasn't expecting the last little part to get like into a deep, serious talk, you know? But like, I love talks like this. These are my favorite. You said,
I don't know about this one. It's going to start a deep, serious talk. And then it did.
Well, but I love that is my favorite kinds of talks.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Like, I wish all of you listening or watching were in the room with us and I could hear your opinions on these things and hear your perspective. Yeah. Like, these are my favorite kinds of conversations and they're most important. And I think that's the biggest thing when you ask me, like, my come to Jesus moment, whatever, when you ask me about that, like, that's, I think the most important thing for me was like talking to people who are different than me. And instead of just immediately going like, no, they're wrong, like Christianity's the only way, listening to people who weren't Christians and like hearing them and understanding them and like truly listening and hearing why they were the way they were, or why they believed in the things they believed in, was like, it made me like such a better person and like a happier person to understand people on a deeper level instead of just going like, no, this is the only way. So I just wish you all were with us right now so I could just talk to you all.
We can pause for like 5 seconds and everybody listening to this in their car or while they're cleaning their house can just scream their opinion.
Scream your opinion. Or you can tweet it to us. Huh? Oh, sorry. 5 seconds of silence for you to scream your opinion. Can I sing a song while they scream their opinion?
Oh my gosh, you just can't let anyone else talk.
Screaming your opinion, just scream it out. Screaming your opinion about religion. There.
Give them 5 seconds.
It's a podcast, love. You can't be
see what it's like to be me? Now
podcast.
Everyone listening knows what it's like to be me.
What does that mean? Okay, have your 5 seconds when you're not listening to. No one wants 5 seconds of silence during a podcast, love. And it's like watching Dora the Explorer. No one's gonna actually say their opinions during the silence. It's just gonna be awkward silence.
You saw that funny TikTok about that, I'm assuming?
I'm sure I have, but I also know this to be true. Whenever I watched Dora the Explorer when I was a nanny, it would drive me crazy. I'm like, these kids aren't responding. It's just awkwardly silent as we're watching this cartoon.
I had never seen it.
Oh, you hadn't?
And then I saw a TikTok where it was just it asking questions and then moments of Dora asking a question and then just moments of silence and strange blinking.
Exactly. All right.
Were kids supposed to then speak to the television?
Yes. She's like, asks a question like, where is the tree,
they were like,
or whatever.
Precious Dora.
And you're supposed to be like, there, behind you, Dora, there. And instead it's just silent. She's like, you're right. It's behind me. Anyway, I did that with Flynn, by the way. I made a Miranda video where I was like, where's your nose? Where's your nose?
And he just watched it
and he just watched it with like a squinty face. Like, what is she doing? It's weirdo. Okay. I wrote, I'm reading 1 Corinthians, and Paul writes in 1:27-29 about our flaws and why you gave them to us. Thank you for my brokenness. Thank you for my faults. You can use them to help others come to you, so please do. I'm a liar. I'm manipulative. My family's a mess. I have no confidence, and I'm selfish. I'm a mess. Use my past, my disgusting past, to further your kingdom. Only you could use something that's so gross and turn it into something good. I am worldly. How do I stop that?
I am what?
Worldly. You've never heard that? Like being worldly?
What does that mean to you in this circumstance?
Desiring things of like approval of the world and wanting things of the world as opposed to like just desiring God and a relationship with him. Like,
what's so disgusting about you at this point?
I don't know. I'm telling you, like my little dramatic, intense all or nothing brain couldn't like find a healthy medium in here.
You
it
were
was
32
like,
when you wrote this.
I was like, no, it wasn't. I just thought like the way that religion was taught to me just made me so insecure and made me feel like I was worthless. I was garbage. And so, you know, I feel like what?
Really?
What?
You can't touch your leg?
You can't touch my leg, but it just looked like you were like, don't talk about this.
No.
Is that what that squeeze meant on my leg?
Not at all.
I'm not saying that's everyone's experience. I think it's like so beautiful for most people. My brain couldn't handle the way that I was taught things.
Yeah.
I took it to an extreme, and I'm very sensitive. And so anyone says anything negative and I turn it into like everyone hates me and I'm the worst person in the world. And I did that with this a lot of time, it sounds like. So this one is, again, the same kind of theme here, love. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, let's go out on a high note here.
No, it's not a high note. There's more. There's more there.
When you ask, you do not receive, because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures.
It's saying like if you asked and you didn't receive.
Is
like
that a verse from the Bible?
Yeah, it's James. It's in James. So it's like saying like if you asked and you didn't receive, it's because you did it wrong, essentially. That's what that verse
Is
saying.
my religion worthless? James 1:26 makes me feel as though it is.
James 1:26 says, those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. If you claim to be religious but don't control your tongue, you are fooling yourself and your religion is worthless.
So we're using your tongue a lot?
So I thought that meant like, yeah, using your tongue like,
Go ahead.
and it's saying bad words or saying things that weren't of the Lord, like saying things that were worldly. That meant, so I was like, oh no, I'm worthless. My religion is worthless. I'm a horrible Christian. Like, cause I just took things so literally. You know what I mean? What are you reading?
Well, on the other side here, the pictures I draw make me laugh. Smiley face. And Susie and Mickey are making out right now. Lord, make them stop. Lord Jesus, speak
An
through
important
me
prayer.
today when... Who's
What?
that?
What? I don't know. When I
Lord
talk to a
Jesus,
boy,
speak through me today when...
and
Let's
I
call
talk.
him Jeff.
I just
and
love
I-
that. I just love that my prayers are like, make these people stop kissing. Also,
Like everyone's just making out. I picture just a circle of people just making out. Mm-hmm. It's like Caligula around you, and you're just sitting there being like, Lord.
it wasn't. It was two people kissing, and I must have been on like a tour bus or something. But anyway, I have a lot
Hilarious, love.
Oh,
So-
stop! I'm not trying to be funny. I was just like, I thought those
I'm
were
kidding.
interesting.
Stop. You stop.
I just thought those were interesting. You know what I mean? I thought it was interesting.
You sure are.
What do you think? Like, do you think it's like interesting to read those? Do you read those and go like, I can't believe that's you? Or are you like, no, it sounds like you? That's kind of why I wanted you to read them. Because I read those and I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I beat myself up. And I can't believe because I still beat myself up a lot.
Yeah,
but
you still do. Like, you know what I mean? When the internet is a certain way towards you, you've certainly...
fall apart.
Yeah, you're very hard on yourself when it comes to that and like your career in general. Like you're very hard on yourself when you shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. When it's not, there's nothing justifiable about it. You were very hard on yourself. So I do see like the similarities there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does seem like a different person in a bit though, because like you're very like I don't know. Clear-headed and caring and sweet and charitable and you're so accepting, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't shame anybody and you don't discriminate. But but a lot of this just seems like it should be part of an 8-part HBO documentary series or something. I don't really know. I'm not going to say anything else about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many entries I could have put in here. I was trying to put ones in that might like spark conversation between us, and like, there's probably I don't know how.
I'm like, when is she going to get to the part where she gets branded? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot
that
of
was the next page.
A lot of the journal entries are like about that topic, about like feeling worthless and not good enough. And then there's a lot about like, I'm not going to be good enough for a man. Like a man will never love me. A lot of my focus was on like finding a guy who would love me, because then I would feel lovable and then I would feel pretty if a guy loved me, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Ride a bicycle. Go to the movies, kids. What's happening?
And then there's a lot, like, because I did a lot of missions trips, and there's a lot of interesting things about those experiences. I don't know what to go. I don't know what's interesting and what's not.
I went to skateboard camp.
You did? Mm-hmm. What do you do at skateboard camp? Do you just skate?
Yeah, you just skate. You got to skate with there was pro skaters that would teach you how to skateboard.
Really?
It's called Woodward. It was
Where was
upstate Pennsylvania.
Did you sleep there?
Yeah, it was a sleepover camp for a week. I didn't know anybody. I made barely any friends, but there was professional skateboarders there, and they had all the ramps that you could ride.
Was it fun?
For days. Yeah, I remember it being really fun.
How old are you?
13, 14.
Oh my gosh. Your parents let you sleep away for a week?
It's the only sleepaway camp I ever went to in my life.
I never did one.
Yeah.
I never did.
Remember I got a cold.
At the sleepaway camp?
Yeah, so of the 6 days I was there, I was sick for 4 of them, didn't make many friends. I was very shy. Mm-hmm. But I got to skateboard all day and just have the best time.
Is it Tony Hawk a skateboarder? Was he there? I don't know.
He was. Yeah.
He was there?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You met Tony Hawk? Isn't he famous?
I've met him a couple times. Yeah.
What? I feel like that's a big deal. Isn't he famous?
Sure is. He has a video game and everything. He has many video games.
And you're friends with him?
I'm not friends with him. I've been to they would kind of go on tour like a band or something. They would go to local skate shops and they would show up and do a demo, which is where they would skateboard and you would watch and then ask them to sign your skateboard deck.
Wow.
You don't know about this?
Your skateboard what?
Deck, the wooden part.
I heard a different word. Lord, forgive me for that.
Thanks for listening. That's the end of our podcast.
Guys. I feel now I just want you to keep reading these journal entries. Maybe not I don't know that it's entertaining for a podcast. Maybe this was a bad idea for a podcast, but it was entertaining for me and my brain.
Yeah, I mean, we could have had this conversation at 4 a.m. after doing a bunch of drugs or something.
What?
So you know what I mean.
But yeah.
It sounds like a conversation to me, a little bit that would happen.
Oh, I like to do those sober. Do people do those only when they're high or something? I love these conversations.
I don't know. I've seen it in a movie once.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and listening, everybody, to our strange episode. Hope you liked it. Let us know if you did. And if you didn't like it, I'm very fragile, so say it nicely. But we have a really fun cover of our theme song today that we're excited to share with you guys. Thank you. Continue to send those to us. We love when you guys cover the theme song in unique and silly and fun ways. And I feel
or if you want to
rewrite it
or redo one of the other songs that we've done on this podcast.
Oh yeah, if you want to cover any song we've ever done, that'd be awesome.
I'd be interested in hearing that.
Yeah, people really liked your song last week.
They did?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't know.
With the electric guitar,
they liked it?
Yeah, the lullaby was awesome. They said they liked it.
Who?
People.
What was their names?
I don't know their names. I didn't memorize their names. But anyway, send in your covers. We love that stuff so much. It's so sweet and so fun to see everyone's covers. And
thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, you've made it to the end.
Stop footseeing me.
It was an accident.
You literally, not only did you footsie me just now, you scraped me with your toenail, which is
I know,
double whammy.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our homes. But now we have big microphones. So you can relax. That's the name of our podcast. You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home. But now we have big microphones. So you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.